Welcome, friends, to another one of Mink's builds. This is one build in a series of brickheads, counting down to the start of Tennocon, which is happening just around the corner on July 18th and 19th this year. So, freezing the competition with number 2 is the character Velmer Volkov II, a member of the Hex Syndicate, in the brickhead style of building. Brickheads are essentially LEGO's answer to Funko Pops, and this build is no different from the others. This build took me an avalanche's worth of hours to make, and the parts count in at an approximate 200 cool LEGO pieces. Velmer is chillin' in what I'd call a dynamic front pose. Want to see some more? Here, we have a side shot of Velmer. Recreating Velmer's hairdo was easier said than done, and then getting the light blue collar surrounding his hair was unexpectedly more difficult than a first glance can hint at. Initially, I was going to give his blue collar on the coat the cold shoulder and omit it from the build, but after much tinkering and some trial and error, I surprised myself a little bit and was able to capture it without exaggerating it too greatly. Even though we were talking about brickheads, after all, some exaggerated details are to be expected, sometimes. I am very happy with how it turned out. The collar complements the build well, and it would have been a shame to not capture it in the build. Here's a shot of his back. Prominently visible here is the liquid nitrogen canister that Velmer hauls around with himself everywhere. This was done with various 1x2 and 2x2 round flat pieces, and the relatively newer 2x2 bracket pieces that make it possible to attach the canisters to Velmer's back. I also incorporated some crystal blue 1x1 round quarter tile pieces to give Velmer's canister some much-needed pop of blue. You can see peeking through the liquid nitrogen canister is an assortment of olive green pieces, a commonality amongst most of the proto-frames. And finally, a dynamic shot of his back. Looking at Velmer's arm, you can see a 1x1 light bluish-gray cupcake brick. Yes, you heard that right, for the primary arm vent piece, coupled with a 1x1 dark gray bar piece for the secondary shoulder vent piece. This was a very important feature on Velmer to pull off, and without the cupcake piece, this wouldn't have been executed as well. It just adds so much texture and personality to all of the clean flats and curves found elsewhere on Velmer. Another detail on Velmer, more visible at this angle, are the olive green holsters and straps that accompany most of his fellow proto-frames, a popular through line in their accessories and final touches that make the outfits seem like they're from the same militaristic outfit as the rest of the Hex Syndicate. One other detail I was happy to incorporate on Velmer's back was the beige tubes that ran from the liquid nitrogen canister to the rest of his suit, as seen on his back. This was recreated with beige bar pieces. Speaking of backs, let's run things back with a surprise 360-degree view go. Much like a figure skater on the ice, here is Velmer, captured in all of the angles and colors that make him work. Much like his second half, Minerva, Velmer has quite a lot of curved pieces on him to emulate the bulky coat and tanky nature of Velmer in-game. He's got curves for days. Notably his liquid nitrogen canister on his back, his baby blue jacket collar, the 1x1 baby blue quarter-rounded tiles on his sleeves, and many curved light bluish-gray and baby blue plates surrounding his waist/legs. Velmer also sports some beefy thigh/knee armor, a trademark detail shared here from the Frost Warframe. This was made with a 1x2 plate with an angle, then a 1x1 light bluish-gray plate, a 1x1 baby blue plate, and capped off with a 1x1 baby blue cheese slope. This all culminates in his knee armor, and I couldn't be happier with the end result. Some closing remarks. Building Velmer in LEGO was such a joy to accomplish. I felt like an invisible hand was guiding my fingers as I put bricks to bricks, and before I knew it, he was finished. Nothing short of an ice wave washed over me as the build went on, and I was pleasantly surprised by the end result. There's only so many plates thick or tall that you can construct into a brick head without them looking like a snow globe. Unless, of course, those are the proportions you're after, but I digress. In the end, I was numb to the challenge and fell well below the boiling point of dissatisfaction to such an extent that I broke the thermometer and reverted to a cool state of satisfaction with this build. I hope I tipped the thermometer in your favor as well. Speaking of, I may or may not be releasing one more video on the last member of the Hex Syndicate. Can you guess who it is, dear viewer? Let's just say if you're feeling cold with Velmer, this last one will be bringing the heat, so stay tuned tomorrow. I hope you'll join me as we round off the countdown tomorrow, and be sure to check out all of the other proto-frames found on this channel if you're new here. I also have one more visual treat for you. Oh, viewer mine, before we part. Wow, nice background. The countdown for the rest of the proto-frames concludes tomorrow, so please consider checking out the final proto-frame with me. And check out the others if you like what you saw here and want to see more. If you have any suggestions on what I should make next, brickheads, or otherwise, please submit a comment down below. Thanks for joining me in another one of Mink's builds. Come, let's build something together. See you at Tennocon.